Hello guys and welcome to AD Breakdown. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically an analysis, commentary of a game where I play a certain AD carry. It doesn't matter which one, it's not a guide or anything, it's just me explaining my actions and thoughts throughout the game and trying to help you guys improve. So we help Skarner do blue, he can finish it off, you know, the new smiteless pull thing that people do, just helping them out. You need to make sure you do that when you're playing AD carry. It's very important, because if you don't, and the enemy team does, so Sonna's going a bit crazy there. She sort of took some unnecessary damage when I wasn't quite ready, and it was a bad time to go in because they had done golems, and they're definitely going to have an advantage when they've done golems. So there, because Draven's like an amazing champion in lane. Seriously, like next to Corki and Ezreal and Graves, I can't really think of a better, you know, AD carry in lane than so obviously there, you notice what I did. I saw Janna put the shield on Ashe, and Janna was also level 1. So I hit Janna instead of Ashe, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do enough damage to take the shield off, and obviously scumbag Sonna just taking my CS there. So I didn't want to go and catch my axe. I backed off because the axe, I didn't maneuver the But wait, let me pause it for a second and try and explain how the axes work. So after you throw the axe, when you move that after you've thrown it. It then decides where where it's going to land, if that makes any sense. So you throw it you throw it at someone, and then whatever direction you start running in, it'll land in your path. So that's the way throwing the axes work. I just like to explain that in case anyone didn't know that. So it's quite good in lane. I've got 3 pots still. How many has Ashe got? She has only 2. So obviously we have Sonna. She's much better in lane than Janna is. I baited out the exhaust. I just backed out there because, hey, Janna's exhausted me. We've wasted a free summoner spell. We still have ours. Why not? And I almost killed Ashe as well, so here, I probably shouldn't have done that trade. It went off worse for me because I just traded with her while she had her shield on. So the way you want to do trades against Janna is you either want to do lots and lots of damage and burst through the shield and get some damage off on them, or you want to bait out the shield and then go and do some damage when the shield's gone, or you hit the other person who isn't shielded. But that can be bad sometimes. It depends on the situation because obviously they do more damage while they have the shield. So yeah, just use your good judgment. I can't teach you how to trade, obviously. But anyway, I'm just going to speed it up a little bit since it's getting a little bit dull. So we're just sort of laning again. I can't really kill them. It's harder than people think to kill people in lane and bot lane before you get some levels. Especially if they're not like completely bad. It's a lot harder than you think. So Lee Sin here, he's trying to lane gank us. I don't actually remember this game because it was quite a while ago. But there I was sort of afraid, so I just last hitted with my E because I'm level 4 now. I got my E on level 4. I just last hitted with my E because I didn't feel the need to get close. So yeah, Lee Sin's obviously trying to gank here. I just pressed my W to get some speed. We were a bit... See, this is what you need. This is what separates the good AD carries, the good bot lane players, and the bad ones. See there, if I was maybe like a bad AD carry player, we would have gotten baited out pretty easily, and Lee Sin would have tried to kill us. So we sort of had an idea somehow, and he's come back here, and obviously Sonna, she didn't notice it in time, and didn't move away quick enough. Let's go back and look at that really quick. Let's go back and look at that and realise the mistakes Sonna made. So Lee Sin's coming down here. We obviously can't see him yet, but he comes down here. We start to see him here. I back away instantly because I wasn't making mistakes in this particular game. Obviously I do make mistakes and stuff, but I knew he was coming, and Sonna just happened to go in at the wrong time. And here's what you need to use your E for. You need to use your E to like basically try and knock people away. It's not really a good spell though, to be honest. I don't like Draven's E. It's definitely the weakest spell in his repertoire. But anyway, here I probably should have... I was trying to do as much damage as I could to them, like, to try and save Sonna, but it was there was no way I could save her. But anyway, yep, that's done. Let me keep moving forward. Obviously Lee Sin's an early ganker. Skarner's a better ganker later on, and Skarner's obviously really good against Ashe as well, because she has no escapes or anything, and he can always just flash hook her if he wants to. But yeah, Lee Sin stole blue there, which is not going to be very nice for Orianna. You know, playing Orianna without blue is pretty terror. But I went back, picked up my double Dorans, and because Ashe actually got the kill, she's got a double Dorans, a Berserker Greaves, and a Vampiric Scepter. So I'm like, oh man, like she's out iteming me already quite a bit. It's not a very good situation to be in. But here I'm just trying to get what CS I can. I was a bit afraid of Janna then, but I wasn't really too afraid. I'm not really too afraid of this Janna. Like, she's not really that good. She's got Philos here, and most Jannas probably would have gone Heart of Gold because, I don't know, she's gonna get bursted eventually. They're gonna get poked down by us, and she's gonna get bursted eventually. Like I said, I can't remember exactly what happened in this game, but yeah, I don't even know if we win or lose, so it's going to be a interesting turnout. But I have played quite a few Draven games now, and he's a very interesting champion. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve because he's definitely going to become a popular AD carry soon, especially if they buff him, like I said they were going to. So here obviously Skarner wants the lane gank, and Lee Sin just happened to be here at the same time. Like, this is what people do on Skarner and Amumu and stuff. Like when they hit so Sona was like, what was she doing again? She was like being complete derp mode again and just standing out there and just like in full view of getting killed. But yeah, I remember this now. So we just pull Skarner in, and he easily goes down there. See, my ultimate hit Janna both times as well there actually, and because she has no, her flash was just about to come off cooldown, so that's the only reason we could kill her then really. And she didn't use her ultimate very well either, so that ended up being like, I don't know if Sona was just being retarded then and got lucky, or if she was actually baiting. It's hard for me to tell. I'm not entirely sure. So here I was just trying to keep Ashe away. I don't want her doing damage to people if I can help it. But this is where Draven shines, as you would say. You can actually really do a lot of damage to buffs, like considerably more than any other champion, to buffs and dragon and stuff with your Q, because you can pick it up every time, and it just generally does a hell of a lot of damage. So that's another bonus about Draven that I like. So I'm trying to push this lane as much as I can. I'm on 80 CS, Ashe is on 88. Obviously I lost CS then when what am I doing? Okay, I'm going back because I don't have time to push the lane up. So I'm just going to leave it even-ish. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. And it's also right outside my tower, so it's hard for me to get ganked. But anyway, yeah. Obviously I lost a bunch of creeps under my tower here when I went to go do dragon, so that's why she's a little bit ahead here. And I have my BF sword now, and she doesn't have hers actually. What is her gold? Okay, she has 1200. She's going to buy a pickaxe now, it looks like. I'd be surprised if she didn't buy a pickaxe. No, he just went and shot an arrow in mid. Okay, so Janna here, she has flash. She doesn't have her ultimate here, so she's going to die. Yeah, there we go. I didn't even need... I wasted my ultimate then. But it doesn't matter too much. I have blue buff. It's not like it matters. Did it hit the creeps? Yeah, it hit some creeps anyway, so... not too bad. Just pushing up because we now have dominance over the lane because it's 2v1. We kind of want to dive Ashe. I'm not 100% sure about it. We're afraid. Okay, so we're afraid of Lee Sin, and that's why that's why Sona warded there, because we're basically afraid of Lee Sin. And I picked up my axe, as you can see. I'm sort of hesitating here. I don't know. When she did heal, I sort of freaked out and didn't want to go in anymore. I thought, yeah, we wasted a summoner just for our ultimate. So why the hell would we keep going on? So that's why I went back out then. I didn't think we could kill her. I think like Sona would end. I thought Sona would end up dying and stuff. I noticed that we had already had an advantage, so I took that and just kept going. Anyway, Olaf for some reason has came down from top lane and killed their turret. So we made Ashe flash lane and Janna used ult again. So yeah, that was just a bit random coming down there. But top lane's pushing, and that means we have to push as well because we're 4 people here. And I do believe they actually get caught. Yeah, Skarner just does the typical flash ultimate onto Ashe, and luckily enough I get the kill. That's like a big thing that people could improve on is like leaving the kills for AD carries, and AD carries should kind of like get good at KSing. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, but yeah, it's always best to get the kills on the AD carry anyway. So now I have my pickaxe and my Berserker Greaves. I'm on my way to getting my Infinity Edge. Just going to go mid now because there's nothing. We've killed 2 towers here and the wave's already there, so I can go mid comfortably and be safe that my tower's not going to die. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do here. Because of my attack speed buff and all the AD I've built, Draven's actually pretty good at killing down a tower. And I saw Ari coming here on the ward, so I just thought I'd do a little bit of damage to her. Why the hell not? It's actually really... The only thing about Draven is he falls to like the same problem. So she ultimated there, and Skarner didn't even have flash or his ultimate or anything. Obviously there's no way for her to know, so she's freaked out. And Ari, okay, so Orianna thought Ari went into the Wraith thing. That's why she ulted. It's pretty funny. Yeah, the problem with Draven is, much like other AD carries who don't have an escape, it can be quite difficult to play against heroes like Ari, Aurelia, things with lots of jumps and stuff. It makes it really difficult. But the attack speed, I have to say, he's a lot better than Varus, mostly because he has a movement speed buff. And also acts as an attack speed buff. But it's quite... People actually really underestimate the power of movement speed. And that's why Draven's like such a good pick and stuff, and that's why Varus isn't. Also, he has his Q, which is pretty good. But Varus has his ultimate and his Q as well. He's got like quite a lot of damage. It really helps on Draven to have that move speed buff. I don't think I would play him if there wasn't that move speed buff there. It's a really needed part of his character. But here I'm just farming out bot because there's a lot of creeps here, and I'm sort of like, I'm always telling my team when I'm farming bot like this to just be careful, go away, don't fight them, especially when Ashe is in clear view there as well. So I've pushed that out and I've come back up again. It's likely that we're going to do dragon now. Nope. Looks like we're just going to sit around and do nothing. So here Ari, I assume, will just ult over the wall here. Yeah. Skarner's got an oracle. We're just doing the typical, oh man, run around, clear wards, don't actually play the game. And Ari somehow gets caught out here. I tried to chaos with my ult actually, but Olaf managed to kill her, so... Now, obviously, just like any team does, but this is 18 minutes, so it's quite risky anyway. But like I said, Draven, he has great buff control with his spears, axes. And we're actually going out into a fight here straight away. I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can, hitting whoever I can. And Ashe actually... Okay, Sona missed her ult, but Ashe is quite out of position anyway. She does have flash, though. And she has heal as well. But even though, like I said, things that increase your movement speed, really horrible to deal with when you're playing an AD carry. Like anything with dash, movement speed, it's really horrible to deal with when you're playing an AD carry like Ashe or Cog or Varus. Just anything like that. It really makes it difficult to get away. See, she even had flash and heal there, and she still couldn't get away just from a Skarner with red buff because he has move speed. Quince, Shurelya's, Orianna buffed his movement speed. Okay, he didn't use flash, but he has it now. I think it was off cooldown. But here, Orianna is obviously like, there's no way at like 20 minutes. There's no way an AD carry can 1v1 an AP carry. Unless the AP carry is really fucking bad, because there's just no way, like, you're not going to have enough items at that stage in the game to be able to do that. Like, Ashe doesn't even have Infinity Edge yet. So there's no real way she was ever able to 1v1 Orianna. And the problem was she was just pushing up far too much without any wards. And that's a common thing. That's a common thing I see in, like, around 2k AD carries that I sometimes play against. Like, they sometimes get too greedy for creep score and end up dying because of it, and obviously it's never worth dying for creep score, especially as an AD carry, because then it means you're going to miss more creep score than you would have got anyway. So here, Sona's just sort of doing her craziness again, baiting out everyone, as this Sona likes to do. Look at her. doesn't even give a hell. Doesn't even give a crap about Ahri. But we're all sort of low. I actually have my Infinity Edge now, which is really nice. I'm going down bottom of the farm once again. Even though it's 22 minutes, it's quite risky to do to go bottom and farm like this. But generally in solo queue you're okay. It's like a complete... When people go bottom of the farm and you have the risk of doing Baron, it's like completely different in team games to the way it is in solo queue. Like in solo queue, most of the time you're okay just running bottom and farming. But in team games, like most of the time you're not. Just a strange way of thinking about it. So here I'm getting red because I just need red to be able to kite Jace and Lee Sin and Ahri possibly. I just need that red buff to be able to do that, otherwise it's just impossible for me. So here Ashe, we're doing Baron now because we caught someone again. Their team just seems to get caught a lot. And Ashe is just pushing bottom meanwhile, which is probably the best thing she could have done. And unfortunately, while we're doing Baron, Orianna and Olaf decided to like go a bit crazy and just get caught out themselves, and now I don't think we're going to be able to do it. But I'm obviously... They don't have their AD carry, I do, and they still decide to go in. They didn't think about their decision to go in like that. Like, they didn't realise how strong I was. And that's a big problem with, like... Everyone knows, like, oh, Annie's going to one-shot you at level 6 and stuff like that. But people still, even today, seem to not realise that if an AD carries 5-0 and he's got tons of farm, he's going to friggin' destroy everyone if you don't have your AD carry as well. Because there's no pressure on... there's hardly any pressure on your tanks to go after their carry, so they can spend more time protecting you. If that makes any sense. Obviously, in that time, Ashe actually got 2 turrets, but we got a couple kills out of it anyway, so I suppose it wasn't all bad. And we already had their turrets here anyway. So I go bot the farm again. I wish I knew Ashe was in that bush, because I would have gone and killed that bitch. But anyway, I pushed it up a little bit, but I didn't push it up all the way, even though I probably should have then just kept pushing, but I was kind of afraid of Baron because we had no ward, so that's why I came back up then. And you always need to make sure you're not the one causing the enemy team to get Baron because you've gone bot the farm. It's your responsibility for that. It's no one else's. No one should tell you what to do. You should know. So here, Orianna is poking a bit. The best kind. Skarner actually hasn't really managed to ult anyone. Unfortunately, it's really difficult to ult someone. Well, he should have flashed actually, but either way, we have Lee Sin off to the side here, and I'm just like, man, I'm not gonna let you free hit me. But then he manages to queue back onto me there and just ults me into the rest of my team. But he's just sort of like being annoying. So I'm just thinking, if you're not gonna defend Ashe and you're not gonna properly try and kill me, I'm just gonna rush in and just kill Ashe. So I get the kill on Ashe there, but unfortunately, we don't actually win this fight. So Ahri gets a quadra kill. They actually... No, pentakill. Okay, I don't remember this. But anyway, they actually win that fight, which kind of sucks. And meanwhile, while all this was happening, because I didn't push the bot lane properly enough, it was pushing by itself. That means my creeps are like just killing their creeps, and I don't get any of the XP in that. And Ashe just came down here and cleaned up all that XP, so she is now actually like 25 plus-ish CS ahead of me. And that random Ashe arrow came and hit me. I don't even remember that happening. But obviously, Ahri, even though she got a pentakill then, she just runs in and gets caught again. Doesn't even matter if you get a pentakill if you're just stupid and you run in the ward. Actually, the main problem with that was like I said before, Ashe is here farming bottom. We're all just like... So wait, let me go. So this area is warded by them, so that's why Ashe went bottom. So Skarner cleared the ward, right? Ashe now, okay, she was running up. So she started running up. She sent her arrow up. Okay, the problem was Ahri went in too early, like because it was obvious that we weren't doing Baron. So the reason she got caught there was because she went in too early, even though it was obvious we weren't doing Baron, and it was obvious that it wasn't going to die. So that actually wasn't Ashe's mistake. She came up as soon as Baron had vision removed. So it wasn't Ashe's mistake, it was 100% Ahri's mistake. Just to clarify. Even though Ashe is 1-4 and Ahri's 7-3, in my opinion, she's actually playing better than Ahri is. So here Sona whiffs her ult again. Not much I can do about that. Once again, still 27 minutes. Obviously Orianna's quite fed as well. Ashe sort of trying to 1v1 an AP carry. Not the best idea. It's never really going to work unless you have quite a lot of late game items. So here I'm just doing my ultimate to clear the creeps, and I could have positioned myself better there and been able to hit a few more creeps and get more CS. Just keep that in mind. So Olaf sort of getting caught a little bit. We want to push now with our Baron buff, but it's always good to do this as well. Push the other lane so they can't like do a base race or something, or kill like a tower while you kill a tower. That's what a lot of people try and do when you have Baron buff. They try and kill like one of your towers while you try and kill their tower. So the best way to do is just... That's why mid is such an easy lane to push, because you can quickly react to the enemy pushing bottom or mid or top. That's why mid's generally an easier lane to push. So here I decide like, hey Lee Sin, you can't farm this by yourself. I'm gonna try and kill you, and then he just kicks me away. Yep. And their team was coming anyway. So, am I gonna die? I don't remember. Am I gonna die? Okay, I do die. That was stupid of me. But my team's killing their mid tower, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. They're just rushing as quick as they can. And Ashe wasn't even there, but they've just gone back. They've just all gone back to base as well. And my team is just like killed a tower and got half of the inhibitor. So I was like, I guess I didn't. One thing I'll say about my plays, I rarely get caught like that. It's not very often that I'll get caught like that, caught out farming. So even though I'm not there, my team managed to wombo combo Lee Sin, and the main problem is it's going to be hard for us to do damage. Orianna kind of has to substitute as the AD carry. So obviously, what went wrong for Ashe in that fight was they could have won this fight easily. The blue team. What went wrong for Ashe in that fight is look who she's shooting. Look who she's shooting. She's not shooting the person closest to her. She's trying to go after that AP carry again, and obviously she's doing a lot of damage to her. But Sona's just like, I'm going to exhaust you. You do no damage now, Ashe. Well, hardly any damage now, Ashe. And Orianna just combos her once and she dies because she has no magic resist still. Even though it's 30 minutes, I suppose she couldn't have really got any yet. Well, I could have got some, so I guess she could have. They just don't have hardly any global gold and stuff like that. Let me see how much gold Ashe actually has. So 400 only, it's not too much. Yeah, that's the problem. Ashe should have... If Ashe just hit Olaf then, instead, I think she would have done a lot more damage in total. And Orianna would be forced to hit like... She'd be forced to hit like Jace and whoever else was there. So that was the main problem with Ashe with that fight. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I have my IE Phantom now. I have my chain vest. People wondering about build on Draven, saying maybe you're thinking, why don't I go Bloodthirster because the Q does tons of AD damage. That's because the Q also makes you crit like 500% or something like that. I can't remember the exact number on it. When I do a Draven guide, I'll get the exact numbers and stuff. But it makes you do a lot of damage with your crits, so that's why I went Infinity Edge. I'm not 100% confident with Draven yet. I'm still sort of in the process of learning him and stuff. So eventually, I will make a Draven guide. So here's the problem with Skarner and stuff. Ashe just sort of like gets ulted and dragged away, and boom, instantly down to 1% life. I'm just doing damage to whoever I can. Ahri, of course, only just has enough mana to ult away. And I thought Lee Sin, oh god, Lee Sin's going to kick me into their team there, but he decides to do it on Olaf instead. I'm not sure why he didn't do it on me, because I was quite an easy kill. But we killed their inhibitor there, even though we didn't actually kill Ashe. She got away on like 1%, just because we didn't have an ignite. If I ignited him, then he would have died. Apparently I had it. Maybe it came off cooldown, but anyway. So how much gold do I have? 2,000. So I'm not quite able to buy the GA. So Skarner's taking my farm here when I can almost buy GA, and that kind of sucks for me because I probably would have been able to buy GA for the next fight if he did that, and I still might be able to anyway. But you see, like, even though Ari's really fed and I haven't bought any magic resist yet, I'm not really dying in the fights that we're doing because someone's always like getting caught beforehand, or just Skarner generally makes it, the team that we have, Sona, Skarner, Orianna, lots of CC, makes it easy for me to not have magic resist. So it makes it, so I'm just gonna rush for a GA now instead. Even though sometimes rushing GA isn't always the best defensive wise, in my opinion. So we've got their inhibitor down, it's hard pushing mid, we're waiting for Orianna to come, and it's obvious, like, everyone knows what's going to happen. We're going to try and do Baron, and I'm sort of trying to do as much damage as I can to Janna there, get caught out a little bit. So Ari's ulting away, Skarner's trying to catch someone, she flashes, even though I'm pretty sure she had more ult stacks left. Yeah, she did. So we're actually getting poked quite heavily. That's one thing you should do, like, just like you never chase Singed, you shouldn't chase Orianna or Ari or anything like that either. So I noticed Ashe get sort of like caught here. I do my ulti. It does tons of damage still, the ultimate. Like, I actually get the kill with that as well, so that's great. Push up to Lee Sin. See, this is just the problem. Their whole team was split off here. Ashe and Lee Sin was here, the rest of the team was here. When you're with Janna, especially with Janna, Ashe and Ari, the kite capability, and even Jace, I didn't even think about this. They have such an amazing kite team, it's so important for them to stay together, because like you saw, it just takes Sona to ult Ashe once, and then boom, she's dead. Orianna just finishes her off. And it seems in all these fights, Ashe just seems to want to go for the AP carry. I'm not exactly sure why. It's literally the most dangerous person for you to attack. AP carries are more dangerous for you to try and kill as an AD, even than bruises. So here, obviously, I'm doing a ton of damage. I noticed what you need to do as an AD carry. I'm just sort of giving random tips here. Is when you're fighting against an AP carry, it's sort of on the same subject anyway. Is you need to have a mental track of the cooldowns of their spells. You roughly, I don't exactly know the cooldowns of every AP spells and like do it like that, but I roughly sort of guess they're going to have their spells up in a sec. Like I know I have a couple of seconds I can use to hit them freely without them doing it, without them being able to do anything to me other than auto attack. So that's just something to keep in mind. Maybe I'll do a video on that later on. So here, Jace, obviously, he's trying to stop us killing the base, but it's 36 minutes in, so you can't really do anything by yourself at this time. He just gets melted. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, hit the like button. Check out my Facebook.